Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the YouTube account and we are going to be grinding out the campaign. Now this, nothing crazy, nothing flashy. You can see we're in 68-12. If you remember just a couple weeks ago, we hit 65, 66, 67. Now we are pushing into 68. Now as of the patch on Tuesday, Chapter 72 is going to be released, meaning there is going to be a new chapter and we are just kind of chasing it a little bit. Now also tower progression. This is a very important part, guys. If you're not farming and pushing the King's Tower as much as possible within these faction towers, you need to be doing this on a regular basis. You can see the Celestial Sanctum and the Infernal Fortress are already capped at 1,000 floors, almost at 1,300 for the rest of these. Now, the primary King's Tower, this is where I absolutely suck. I believe we're at 2,400 stages at this. This is a place that I'm going to have to farm and even think about the loot in here. If you're talking 500 plus floors, can you imagine how many diamonds and hero essence that is at 500 floors going through here? Absolutely crazy with the amount of progression. But again, today's video, I'm going to go through for the stream. We're going to farm up using the comps. Now you'll notice we are almost 1,000 levels in. We are at 976, so we are almost 1,000 levels into AFK Arena. So I'm trying to find a player that is kind of similar, even here 955. That's pretty close to where we are power-wise. I'm going to go ahead auto battle this. Now, this is also going to give me the ability to answer a lot of questions. What's going on, Mesmer? Haven't seen Mesmer in a couple of the last streams. Very, very cool to see. Soul is here, Withered Milk, John as well, Moneymaker in the house. So if you guys are familiar or if you have questions, I've seen a lot about campaign progression. Even looks like Score Up is pushing into 66 this morning. That is absolutely amazing. And as you've seen, we are 471 subs from that 40,000 mark. So it's kind of crazy to think within all of this time frame, everything else, guys, we have gotten 40,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel, which of course over a number of years since we've been playing this game. And it's really cool to see. It is really, really crazy. Cool to see. Never did I think when I started this that we are going to be at this point, but it is kind of crazy. What's going on, Hugo? And she is here as well. We're also getting ready for a couple different things coming to AFK Arena that we can kind of go through. We can kind of talk about. Send the borrow request for Skyland. Oh yeah, I can. Let me hop out of here. Let me see if I think we're going to get a defeat on this one. Some of these are just trial and error. Now, when it comes to the campaign, when it comes to formations, a lot of questions that I get, and I get all of the time, is what teams are we using? What teams does it look like? How should I run my formations? All of these different things in there. And honestly, when it comes to going in here and when it comes to campaign formations, the easiest way to do this is going in and using this bottom right tool and using the formations. Now, this is going to give you the recommended formations. And the big thing to remember is when it comes to this game mode, it is the recommended formations based on the heroes you have. That is why when a lot of players ask me for campaign formations, when a lot of players ask me, for PvP formations, a lot of different things in here, sometimes it's incredibly difficult to go in here and tell you exactly what heroes to use. Because of course, I can show you, I can tell you, we can go through, and I can show you exactly the heroes that I'm using in formations, which doesn't make a difference at all if you do not possess those heroes within your formations. If you don't have the ability to use them, again, it's kind of for naught if you don't have all of the heroes built, or if you don't have the formations. And especially when it comes to the campaign, nowadays, you also have to have collections. When it comes to building out collections, this is probably the absolute biggest thing that I see, which is a huge miss for players. As much as you hate collections, as much as you don't like, the Ghoulish Gallery, going through there, farming everything, building it out. If you're looking to make a lot of progression, if you're looking to be competitive in a lot of parts of AFK Arena, you have to do just that. You have to suck it up. You have to go through there. And I know, again, the cost of it is very high. But if you're going through there and you're building those out and you're getting to the point of building collections, it is going to make a big difference. What's the best faction in Companions in Classic, in my opinion? Struggling, which character is good in Companions? So honestly, the only thing that you should do, looking at the Classic version, it's the Graveborn. Thinking of the Graveborn heroes, specifically utility within the Graveborns, thinking of Ivan, thinking of Rendell, thinking of a lot of heroes within the Classic version, Graveborn is still probably the best I would say followed closely probably by our Wilder faction next, then Lightbearers, then the Maulers, and only focusing again on those factions themselves. Now, when it comes to companions, Wilders. It is all about Wilders because of the Awakened Hero. Now, the question has been posed several times. Who are we getting next, and who are we going to see for the next Awakened Hero on companions? Because that is going to make a very, very big and really big change depending on who you're looking to build, who they're bringing. And honestly, if they bring someone like the Awakened version of Belinda, then of course, versus building Solus, I would probably build out the Awakened version of Belinda, but it's going to be interesting to see exactly who they're bringing. Now, if you checked out the Facebook page over for AFK Arena for companions, they are bringing over the twins, which will be available in the patch notes tomorrow on Monday. The twins are coming to companions. And if you know anything about AFK Arena, the twins are a really, really big game changer when it comes to needing just one single copy working in boss modes. Very similar to Mortis, where Mortis works very well with one copy. The twins are the exact same. They do work very well with one single copy, really making a difference. Now, look in here, guys. This is the Thorin Cheese. This, of course, when we look at the Thorin Cheese, when we think of a lot of different parts of AFK Arena, this is a super high amount of RNG with the Thorin Cheese. Hoping to get through here. And look, Thorin does it in one single go, guys. We get the victory in there with one single one. But yeah, like we were saying, right now, Wilders. Wilders are all about it. And when you even think about the strongest hero that we have currently within the companions mode, it is Solus. As much as I like Sheltier, as much as I like a lot of the other heroes, it is really focused on, and it is really super important to get Solus out of there. Solus has a huge impact in the progression in there. Main mode for me is Curse-Realm. And it's funny, so one of the reasons why I bring this up, if you look at the poll, so I got a question over on YouTube that honestly made me think for a minute. When a player asked, when do you ever play the main mode, the main mode? And I was thinking, what is the main mode or the main game? And they came back and said, well, the companions. The companions is the main mode of AFK Arena. So I guess I never really broke it down or never thought of it in that terminology or methodology, that it is the main mode of AFK Arena is the campaign mode, which is funny. I know a lot of players love playing it for PvP, love playing it for a lot of different things, but it was really cool. Yeah, main mode. Can we do a tier list for companions? I can, Sensei. There's actually one that a content creator, I don't think it was Shooty that created. I can share it with you and kind of break it down a little bit. It is the most challenging game mode, requires maxing out all the heroes. So the big thing with this, the main mode, if you're looking at the campaign, so thinking of levels, this is really where it makes a big difference. And when it comes to AFK Arena, gaining levels are campaign progression, tower progression, are the really big thing for gaining levels. Or if you're in a game mode where it's using those martial ratings, it does make a big difference for levels in AFK Arena, making a lot more progression in there and making a lot of progression essentially faster, where if you're a lot lower in levels, you're not going to be able to push the tower progression. So you kind of have either one of two sides. So this is the way that I kind of look at it. On one side, you have the ability to gain a lot of levels and get a lot of essence, build up your heroes based on the levels. The other side of it is overbuilding heroes. So when you look at a 30960, fully built engraved hero, it's going to be one or the two that are going to allow you to make progression in a lot of these game modes. So again, I go with the over leveling. That's why I want to push a lot more of the campaign progression, because I do go with a lot of the over leveling. Crazy how I'm so hard stuck in the LB tower just because I only have Awaken Belinda as Awaken. Yeah, it is. When you think of progression, when you think of pushing those towers themselves stuff, it is really, truly about the Awaken heroes. When you think of, and I know they broke it down a while ago, there were a couple things where they kind of tiered it out with the Awaken heroes, and they tiered it out with everything just based on, and I believe it was like overall power. So when you think of the primary four factions, they ranged from like a 4 to a 10. When you looked at your Celestial heroes, they were ranging, I think it was like a 10 to a 12 of just the strength, the utility, everything else. I forget exactly how they kind of broke it out. But then when you looked at the Awakened heroes were on the far right of like a 14 to 18, depending on the Awakened hero. So it showed like visually the power cap or the power creep between all of the heroes and how much stronger Awakened heroes are just built in there. If I'm focusing on the Cursed Realm, is it better to go for pets or for 60 engraving? So Gene, within there, I would go for pets. Now, the reason being, you have to think, so if you engrave a hero up to 60, you have one hero graved up to 60. If you build the pets up to 18, all of your pets across all 5 or 6 formations are completely built up to 18. And also, once you do get those beast level, once you get the resonating level for the beast up to 18, you don't have to worry about it anymore. You don't have to build them anymore. You don't have to farm any more of your baits in here. You're pretty much done at that point in its entirety. Companions suck. So the thing that I like about companions, guys, is it is honestly, it's a lot more of a very, very basic game for AFK Arena. As much, again, companions, you can go in there, you can play it. I can do everything in companions probably in about 10 minutes, maybe 15 if I'm checking a couple things out. Companions is, and this is the way that I kind of see it, it's a super, super light version of AFK Arena. And that's exactly what companions is. It's a very basic, really a very basic version of AFK Arena. In a, almost kind of superficial when it comes to all of the heroes when they continue to just roll classic heroes over to companions. And then I've noticed, and this is kind of the point that gets me a little bit more disappointed, I guess, with AFK Arena, is there's no new events really coming up and no new events that we're seeing with AFK Arena. A lot of it is recycled, a lot of it is reskinned, retooled. So not a lot of changes with AFK Arena. Now on the companion side, we are seeing the exact same thing. There's not a lot of new events. There's no new heroes at all. So I don't know the longevity, how long Companions is going to stick around, just for the fact that on both sides, the Classic and the Companions, we are not seeing a lot of different things within the game, which again, I feel like to keep people engaged, to keep people into AFK Arena, you have to come up with some new content. There has to be some new ones. What's going on, Tommy? Is Entendre worth building just for the campaign? I wouldn't. Guys, the Awakened version of Entendre, if that's who you're talking about, Soul, it's very expensive. Have you done a video on the Ghoulish Gallery? Yes, Nick. So the best thing, Ghoulish Gallery, go down in the YouTube channel. So actually go to the YouTube channel, go to the guide section. There are 2 or 3 videos that share with you visual guides as well as me going through video guide. So you can kind of see and break down the Ghoulish Gallery, what heroes need what collections, how to build them, really going in there and even going a little bit further and figuring out exactly what different parts. And there we go, guys. Thorn got it done again. But what heroes need what relics or what totems you should use to build what collections. There is a lot in there as well. It'd be great to just not have the normal campaign, but a very, very difficult. Yes. So Yoga and Wellness, Mawa, it would be cool. That's what they did over in the other part. That's exactly what they did over in Companions. They did the Forked Fate, which was a very difficult, more kind of hardcore version of the campaign, which again, that's what a lot of people like. They have an opportunity to do and change a lot of stuff within the game for the better. They just have to. The campaign is really the game to me because myself, yeah, that's what I feel. I never thought about the campaign being the main game until it was brought up, until it was mentioned. But I agree with you right there. I always advise players to get level 18 beasts. Yes, and that's it. Estelle, like you said, level 18 beasts, once you build them, they are done. They are done. Which Highborn Draconic hero should I summon first? Lan. I would do Lan. Thinking about, again, Lan is a hero that fundamentally support hero, Highborn Draconic hero. Gwen is very high subject to power creep. I feel like even after this Abyssal Expedition, not going to see probably as much use of her. In addition, when you start looking at Skylin, If you don't have Skyland built at this point, you can use the Awakened version of Eron. That's what a lot of players do. But again, when you look at a damage dealer like Skyland, they are very high subject to power creep, meaning as we continue to get more heroes to AFK Arena that are a lot stronger than the older heroes, they will be replaced faster. I feel like longevity-wise, land makes a big difference on really going in there. I have Mythic Sola. Should I focus on making her ascended to 1-star or go for a stronger Awaken? Right now, Ariel, I probably wouldn't focus a ton on Solus. We've seen her actually dropping down the tier list. And even when you think of the Awakened version of Solus, and then when you start looking at some of the newer support heroes that we're getting, like Rendell, they are starting to replace some of the older Awakened heroes in the entirety. And that's exactly what we're seeing. That we are seeing them just steadily being replaced in formations, which is sad to say, but it is happening. We're seeing it with the Awakened version of Solus. We're also seeing it with the Awakened version of Sophia, that it is really seeing a lot less utility in there. Really disappointed that we're just getting, yes. So DVD, I was super disappointed in that. That we're getting more essence. So they updated, if you look, Tuesday is the patch. We're going to get an update to the Field of Stars. They're opening up 3 new stars, which I believe is giving us 1,800 essence. Super disappointing, honestly. I could really do without it. There are so many fundamental things that they need to look at and kind of change with the game that they have. Again, they have the ability to. They really do have the ability to. They just have to, honestly. Nothing replaces AFK Arena. No, I agree with you, LeFleck, and nothing will replace AFK Arena. Absolutely. Is the new Dragon a must? No, I wouldn't. I honestly, a lot of players, Chezzy, are not building the new ones. But with the new Draconic hero, it is a new hero. It is a hero that we're seeing a lot of utility in. So yeah, would it be worth building it? So I save my scrolls to hopefully get Highborn. That's really the big thing that I would see. Is I hope when I do the summons for Scion that is coming up on Tuesday, that I do have the ability, or I do see multiple copies of Highborn heroes. If we can get a couple out of there when I'm building it, but are they required? No. A lot of players, the cost for the Draconic heroes is still way too high. Way too high. AFK Arena, as much as I love it since it came out years ago, is one foot in the grave. Yes, Veritas, that's exactly what we're kind of talking about. When it comes to AFK Arena, again, there are so many places that they could tighten up a lot of the content. They could fix a lot of the issues that we have. They could really unrandomize a lot of the Ghoulish Gallery. They could make Draconic heroes a lot easier to summon. Guys, there are so many things, yeah, that they could do that literally just makes sense. That, again, that they could do. Are they going to choose to do it? I don't know. I hope they do. Summer Preve. And again, thinking of other games that have been around, 5+ years, because we're going on 6 years of AFK Arena, they have a massive opportunity to essentially fix a lot of the things where people are stuck, where people have sticking points. And again, I don't know if they want to or they're not choosing to. Yes, they absolutely could revitalize this game, and Companions was not the answer by any means. If they really posed it as Companions is a testing ground for new content for AFK Arena, 100%, I would have been totally on board with it. That would have made perfect sense to me. Instead, they posed it as AFK Companions. We don't know what the heck this is, and we don't know what to make of it. Players are confused. Even looking at the separation of AFK Arena and Companions on, the Facebook page, on Reddit, on Discord, they almost integrated or tried to integrate a new game, which again, didn't really work very well. What's going on, Shooty? How are you? And the visual guides are still coming. I love them. There's a couple that I want to cover, and I know with Companions, there are a few that we definitely want to. Can you make a pet tier list? Still confused with who is good and who is bad? Yes, we can. Zero used to do the guides, and I don't know if another content creator is going to pick them up like Zero did. I don't even think Zero plays AFK Arena anymore. And a lot of players, if you followed any of the content, and even though right now I'm not playing AFK Journey, a lot of players are saying it's a great time to get into it, to get back into it. There was a new season not too long ago. Now, if I do make that choice, if I do make a choice to go ahead and really play AFK Journey, I'm going to do it on my second channel. We played it, we beta tested it, we ran it here for a while. Again, I want to eliminate a lot of the confusion. I can't imagine doing Journey and AFK Arena and Companions on the same channel. It would be incredibly difficult. I feel like it would be really difficult. What's going on, Yoji? And Kieran is here as well. Thank you for joining us. Do you think it's possible to ascend Zora as free to play until her reward days are over? It is. It is, Lucas. Now, if you're looking to ascend Zora as free to play with the remaining days, you are going to have to farm the towers like crazy. If you're looking to get those time emblems, you are going to have to, and again, you're going to have to farm those towers like crazy if you want to. If you want to get to the point of doing that, yes. Again, the possibility is there. Just have to get to the point of farming those towers and farming them. What build does Misha require? Let me look really quick. So Misha does require, let me see, Misha. Let me see where Misha is at. Now the required builds for her, she is still pretty high on the tier list. Let me look really quick because I know these answers. Misha recommended build is 30967 for Misha. So remember, Misha is super important when it comes to the collection. You have to get a really strong collection with Misha, and it's based on defense. She is one of the only heroes with Misha. Does require a very strong defense collection because that is what will trigger her doing a little bit better. Happy to see new heroes coming out and the game still being supported. Yeah, I like the new heroes. Like I said, it's cool to see. After I built Gavus, who should I build? You have Athalia, Shmira, Leica, Belinda. You could do Thorn or Eron. Either one of those are going to be a good build in there because you have Athalia, you have Shmira, you have Leica, you have Belinda, you have all of the primary ones. Gavus, yeah, you could essentially Mystical. I would really look at this as one of two ways. After I build Gavus, so that means you're building Gavus right now. For you, I would build Gavus. I would complete Gavus just like we were kind of talking. And then from there, I would wait. So if it's going to take you a little bit of time to build Gavus, I would wait to see who essentially, let me make sure Thorin's equipped properly, but I would wait to see who is coming next down the pipeline. If you don't have all of the resources to go ahead and just build the hero in the entirety, good. Yep, everything's good here. Just a little bit of RNG. But like I was saying, if you're building Gavus right now, meaning again, you don't have enough to just completely build out the hero, I would wait to see who is coming next to see for the next awakened hero after Zora. Now, a lot of players are saying it is going to be a Hippo that is coming next. Again, that's kind of the speculation on Reddit and Discord. But yes, I would wait. They don't want to yet because of more premium for whales, more release premium content, giving them more scrolls for Draconic. So the thing, Karen, is if you look at it kind of both sides, whales are going to whale. So when a new hero drops, the whales are going to buy it. They're going to build it. They're always going to be the exact same thing, regardless of what game you play. But making it a little more attainable for regular players like me that budget, $50 to $100 in here. The microtransactions add up to where the whales are. Whales are going to buy what they're going to buy regardless. That doesn't make a big difference. If you could expand this to a much bigger player base, you're going to bring in a lot of new money and a lot of new people to AFK Arena. With that, boom, you get a lot more out of there. Build those. There you go. Search for build those beasts. Thank you, Mesmer. Yeah, I know we have a ton out there. And look, I thought we won this one. AFK Arena should bring more creative events. I think yes, Gene, or yes, AFK Arena creative events. They just need to bring new events. We need to see new. I love Journey. The PvE is affordable as free to play, but PvP is crazy. Yeah, and that's it. So Asta, I have never seen a game literally in all of the years. And guys, I have been playing games for a long time. When it comes to PvP, PvP has always been super, and I think he's going to get it. There we go. Thorin gets it done. PvP has always been super ultra pay to win. Every game that I have played with PvP, it has been there. Do you think it's worth to starting companions now, or is it just too much work? If you're playing AFK Arena, companions will be simple. It's very easy. They kind of drip feed you everything you need in companions. Even for a lot of players that are not putting anything in companions, you can still have fun. You can still be competitive. And like I said, the big thing with companions is it doesn't take a long time. That makes it super easy. Is Damon God in the campaign in companions? Does well. Damon does very well within companions. There's a lot of heroes that do and really carry a lot. What to build after Liberta, Demia, Lavatoon from Stargazing? Aurelia. Aurelia would be the next one. Aurelia and Nox. And I think, I know Mesmer, I see your response every now and then. And thank you for answering the chat, because sometimes I don't catch them. But yeah, definitely. If you're looking Nox and Aurelia, I would build Aurelia. Now, Umer, the thing with Aurelia is if you're building in there, or no, you don't have, yeah, you have Liberta, you have Demia, you have Lavatoon. I wouldn't build Lucilla yet. I would go with Aurelia or Nox. Now, the difference between those, Aurelia needs a plus 40 signature item. You have to note that, where if you want Aurelia to really be successful and do well as the hero, Aurelia does require a plus 40 signature item to really shine. Nox does not. What's going on, Jaffa? Eventually, there will be new super expensive, hard to things get, and dragons will be easier. Yeah, and that's it. It's the cycle of the game. What's going on? Yellow Life. Hi, Hippo. What's going on? Gavis is already at M3, so continue to build it. Mythic 3, yes, Mystical. Again, when it comes to your heroes, when specifically it comes to the Awakened heroes, you don't want to have half-built Awakened heroes. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You're missing a lot of the skills and abilities that we got. What's going on, Darren? What is your current rank in Guild AE? I believe we're 50-something, Yoshi. I know, again, looking at the damage board, I did all of my attacks. I'm completely done. We did 3.1 trillion damage. So a little bit lower than I thought, but overall, yeah, 3.1 trillion on the boss is how much we put up. A lot of players were wondering, how can we build so many relics? So the big thing, Yoshi, is building out relics. If you wait till you actually get the relics versus using your essence to build the relics, it makes it way easier. And I feel like this one, again, this is a silly combination of these two, but this one does work. It is very super high RNG, and you can see in here we have a delay with Leica coming in here. Everyone taunts and everyone right back here. Got to come out. Boom, there's the Mesmerize. This is usually when it clicks together, is if we can mesmerize everyone with me here early, and if she dies, it's pretty much game only. Whale's gonna wail. There we go. We do need that on a t-shirt. That would be a good one. And again, every game that I have ever played, guys, the whale players will always buy and always get what they need to in there. Working on Awaken Leica. Yeah, Leica is good. Yes, definitely. How do whales get time cards? There's not much to buy except for VIP. So Shaggy, interesting you should say that. So how do the whales get time cards? Little did people know, and it's funny because I love that saying from a movie. Little did you know, when you buy a time card package, it's replaced by a more expensive time card package. When you buy that time card package, it's replaced by a more expensive, larger time card package. So as you're doing purchases in here, Shaggy, there are purchases within purchases within purchases. As you're buying it down, you're not seeing them. Also, there are special things that pop up for whales in more expensive packages based on what they build. Because even when you think of progression-wise, it pops up with the discount packages, which of course are range from, I believe, 20 or what is it, 15, 50, and 100. What is going on? Mesmer is a Hippo supporter, not only answering all of the questions, but supporting the channel as well. That is awesome to see. But like I was saying, there are a lot of purchase packages that unlock. If you're free to play, you don't see them. If you're pay to win, if you put money in here, they feed you more packages because they want you to buy more. I need 4 more copies of Land to Finisher, but it's going to take 3 months. Orange, I am in the 100% same boat. So I need a total of 4. I believe it is 4. I believe it is the exact same to finish out Land. I'm going to wait till I get her to 1 star. And again, I am really hoping that Tuesday, when we see the new hero come up, that when we do all of the summons to build the hero up and build all the rest of those Draconic heroes up, that we're going to have the ability to get some Highborn Draconic heroes out of the summons. And I'm hoping at least one of them, streamer luck, would be a copy of Land because they are super expensive. After sending Alno, what do I get from the Challenger store? That is kind of hard. There are a couple heroes in the Challenger store that do work well. Some of the dimensional heroes. I know Mulan is another one that some players do still build. Again, when you're starting to think of bigger picture subbing in other heroes, there are a couple within the Challenger store that you could absolutely buy that do require, again, a little bit of a build out, but we'd have to see. And look at that, guys. 1 subscriber down. That takes us to 470 that we need to hit that 40,000 mark. I love that it's pinned at the very top because I can see it. 1 more subscriber. We try to get 5 every time we do our stream. So that is one of the 5 that we're looking for. So definitely worth it. What do you think is the dream team and companions? Honestly, the dream team and companions is Solus. The awakened version of Solus is super, super effective within the game mode. And I see a combination, the Dream Team, the awakened version of Solus with a built Taylene. You talk about not the awakened version of Taylene, the basic version of Taylene, because you have Solus healing, you have Taylene healing, and then of course the rest of the team, you can pretty much keep anyone alive. Even when it comes to PvP, we're seeing it there. My luck with Awakened Heroes has been good as a result of my Awakened Sophia at Legendary Plus. I build her or just wait after I build Gavis. You could Mystical if you have her at Legendary Plus, but again, that's gonna be that's gonna be a pretty big investment for a hero that's going down the tier list. I would probably wait after you build Gavis to see who is coming next, because again, that it's gonna be a really big investment to get the cards to build the Awakened version of Sophia. Knowing that, again, she used to be right in the top tier, then she went down to the S tier, and I believe she's still at the S, maybe almost in the A tier. Yeah, build 1 Awaken at a time. You have to. They are way too expensive. I see people bragging about their deficiency with levels like your level versus what you're fighting in the campaign. The campaign used to be different. The campaign used to be an entire different game where level deficiency, if you got about a 250 to 300 level deficiency, you were doing crazy, crazy well. As it sits right now, it doesn't really make a big difference. I mean, it's either going to be you overbuild the heroes like we talked about, or you level it up much higher. It is just kind of that RNG factor. Now, this one, we have this very last one. Let me make sure that we have everything. And of course, instant right there. Yeah, I mean, pretty good with the build. Again, we have the Shroom Spooter. This is just RNG. These comps are RNG. And again, as you get larger level deficiencies within AFK Arena, it comes down to time. So when you start looking, if I'm closer in level deficiency, it's going to be easier to burn through content. The enemy is not going to be as strong as they are right here, but you can get through and push through content a lot faster. If you're looking to do what we're doing right now and just farming kind of at a higher level, this is where the RNG factor is going to come in. You have to get this to work. I know players that run these all day long to actually get through here because they don't have the level or their very high level deficiency. It really does just take time. Best summoning rates ever were when I ascended Awakened Thorn, 270. Wow, that is crazy. May I ask how to do the spice trick? So the spice trick is essentially overbuilding some of your beasts to reset them and get all the spice back. That is really the spice trick. That's what a lot of players will do, is they'll overbuild the beasts just to reset them and get the spice back. Ultimately, it requires the same amount of spice regardless of what you're doing, but you can do... I got a video about it. I haven't done it. I have had beasts literally from 18 to years. But that is how you do it, is building up beasts or overbuilding to get refunded the spice. And then you have the spice to pick up and build the other beasts, because you can select which beasts you want to build to get them higher. That's really the methodology behind it. Not sure if you need to look at companions to answer this. What are 3 good team comps? Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know, and it depends what game mode that you're in. Yesterday, after almost a year, I finished Gwen with a single pull. They gifted weekly. Better be useful for something still. So yeah, Gwen is still, I mean, Gwen, when you think of the Highborn Draconic heroes, and again, bigger picture, where if you're looking at the heroes, just because they've been replaced in some of the best in slot whale formations, doesn't mean the utility of the hero has went down at all. The older formations, the regular formations, is still going to have the heroes that you're building, still going to have, again, a lot of utility in those game modes. It is going to make a big difference. Is Lucius good in the companions? I haven't found a ton of utility. As much as I like Lucius, and I knew it would work, not a huge. Are you supposed to use the Ranger Celerity tree in Apex to level 5 to unlock the extra damage skill because the Relic Soul doesn't give it? Dragon Gwen will need it to do more damage. That I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it doesn't give it or if it does give it. That's a good question, Kieran. That might make a really big difference in there. Now, I didn't do that. I didn't unlock the level 5 Ranger tree. And I was still right on par with all of the damage that I did within my team comps from where I had tested it before. So I don't know. That's honestly, that's a good question. Is the team Awakened Soulless, Taylene, Sheltier, Ainz, and Albedo overall the best? If you have them built, Sensei, yes, that is a very strong team, because Ainz and Albedo and Sheltier will keep each other alive. That's a strong team if you have them built. The Spice Trick is useless when you're going from 15 to 18. Oh, there you go. Went from chapter 40-43 in an hour and did nothing. Yeah, auto battle, guys, this is a dream. This is, of course, when you're going through here, when you're farming out these formations. Again, there is a big RNG factor to this. That is the reason sometimes you'll see Mahira, if the Light Bearer comes out right off the bat, it's not going to work. We need a little delay in the back. Mahira has to get the charm up. There's a lot of things here that do have to kind of work together. It's not necessary to unlock the Ranger at level 5. We have defeated the boss without leveling to 5 for range. There we go. So it is not required. Kieran, what Mesmer just said, I didn't think it was. Again, thinking of where, if I didn't have that boost from the Ranger, I feel like my damage would have been a lot lower. But again, I didn't build the Ranger up to level 5, and I finished out 3 of the trees except one artifact. I accidentally built a tank artifact instead of another one. Only ended up doing 51 billion with Gwen. Yeah, I seen some that were around 60. And what's going on? AFK Arena, free to play live. 51. I kind of ranged. Same with Gwen. It was about 45 to about 52, 53. That was kind of the acceptable range. And of course, there's a very big RNG part in there. And that's what it was. So that's the part that I don't have SI40 on Rose. I don't have SI40. I don't have SI40 on a majority of those heroes. In addition to that, free to play is I also don't have engraving on 3 of the 5 heroes which were in that formation. I didn't even have engraving on up to 60. So I know there were a lot of stuff in there. There was a lot of damage that I was missing, where if I would have really overbuilt Rosaline, if I would have got more furniture, if I would have built up the engraving higher, would have really made a difference in the damage that we were getting out of there. But overall, like I said, I didn't want to build them up any higher than essentially we had already built them out. Awakened Thorn was OP in the Abyssal. I was soloing tier 8. Yeah, Thorn was pretty broke. And again, when you think of bigger picture, when you put all of the relics behind a hero, it was kind of crazy. But when you put all those relics behind there, they get so strong exponentially. I mean, you're putting a lot of exponential factors in there. But when it got to the point of really just doing so much damage in that, did we kill the guild boss? Not yet. It's at like 30%. I think it's just south of 30% already. And I know there were still a lot of players that hadn't got their attacks in yet. Usually we don't kill the boss, or we come very, very close to killing the boss. We're going to have to see. Waiting for the Cursed Realm Nightmare Corridor video. Oh, there you go. So got some more content coming out. That explains it better than the comments and posts that I did on Reddit about the spice trick. Yeah, the spice trick, again, that's honestly the way that you get. Would add Granite, maybe help a little on the stage. He can stun when he dies. Yeah, I actually could. I could. And again, thinking here, and again, I'm not paying a ton of attention in here. I'm wondering what some of the other heroes ran in here for this last one. Look at that. They added the Adrian and Elise in here. You know what? Let's drop Adrian and Elise in here. And I'm just kind of wondering, let's auto battle. Auto battle? Yeah, so players did drop Adrian and Elise. We could probably do Granite as well. But there we go. We got the charm up. They're full. Look, lost a little bit of energy. Got to get the charm again. Even though Leica went down in there. Yeah, I feel like this will work. I know Granite works as well. But slowly burning them down. We'll let it run. What's going on, Raphael? Haven't seen you in a while. How have you been, sir? When does Mishka get good? Like the high stages in campaign, she dies so fast, doesn't really do so much damage. I'm not sure who you mean. Who you mean, she? Let me know. Mishka, because I know Mishka, if you're talking about regular Misha, doesn't really do any damage. Really any damage at all. When I didn't build the mage tree to level 5 Belinda, the damage sucked. Yes, if you don't build them, they will not. Red, Brutus, or someone in the front line like Rowan. Yeah, we could even add someone like Brutus, someone like Rowan, or even Granite, like we were saying earlier. Where's Granite? Gosh, some of these guys we haven't used in forever. And I know we do have him built up. Plus 30 signature item. There he is. This will give us a course. Guys, this is why players built Granite, is the instant crowd control. Because Granite will come out. They're going to focus him. They're going to kill him. They're all going to get stoned. And unfortunately, the rest of the team's going to die. But we'll see. We'll run it in there. One gladiator shard away from getting like 60 shards for the new dimensional, while also resource collection for Ainz and Alvaro. That is awesome, Raphael. Again, you have to get Sheltier. We stressed this a little bit earlier. Sheltier is such a pivotal, important hero. Mishka of the Wild. So Mishka is really Mishka really gets good with higher engraving. That is where Mishka really comes in, because Mishka has the ability to shield and heal, and that comes from the plus 60 engraving. That really does make a big difference in there with the heroes themselves. It does make a big difference. I wonder, even putting him, wonder if we put Granite down here, if that would make a difference. Let's see. We will see. Awaken Lucius, Thorin, Gavis, or wait for the new Awaken. Lucius has a lot of utility. Gavis does too. I mean, I would probably wait. I would wait if you haven't started building it. And honestly, the thing you can also remember is that if the new Awaken comes out and the new Awaken doesn't do incredibly well, if we don't see a good showing from that Iron Knight, you can always go back and build. You can always go back and build a Lucius or a Gavis or whoever. You can always go back and build them. If you're stuck on building one, Thorin's a good choice. We're starting to see a lot more utility out of Thorin. And then, of course, Lucius, I always say, but Lucius does require a big build. That is what, again, kind of the PSA when it comes to Lucius, does require a very, very big build. Also remember, though, and guys, you have to keep this in mind, is when it comes to building them out as well, you do have the ability to merc one of them. When you think about the Twisted Realm, or excuse me, the Cursed Realm in the Nightmare Corridor, you have the ability, and if you have the ability to build, let's say, a fully built Awakened Lucius or a fully built Thorin, don't bother building them. There's no reason to build heroes out when you can use them. Yeah, I really, really recommend sticking to that and making sure, Guys, and again, when you say of the cursed realm, when you talk about the twisted realm, I would see who you can borrow. Who you can borrow in there makes a very, very big difference because of having the ability to essentially get them for free without building them. For the utility, again, just like I build or borrow Skyline in here, that again is the utility, which granted seemed like he was doing better up on that front slot. There we go. And again, these are so much RNG in here. It is kind of crazy. Who do you got on the Chiefs and the Bills? I want the Bills. As much as everybody is on board and loves the Chiefs and everything else, I would love to see the Bills do incredibly well. Talking football for a minute. The Bills, I know, beat the Lions, and unfortunately the Lions are out at this time. But yeah, I would love to see the Bills just because I feel like the last game we watched the Chiefs and some of the calls in there were kind of questionable. But yeah, it was, I would love to see the Bills. If the Bills win, that would be awesome. Last couple months, I've been stargazing Lucilla, 2 away from Ascended, then recuning Lavatune. Yeah, if you're building it, Lavatune is huge. Didn't expect the Whispering event story to be that good. And again, there were 4 different ways to play the Whispering event. Yeah, again, there's so much opportunity, guys. I stress this a lot when it comes to even, looking at a lot of the content, thinking of the events. There are so many things that they could do in here. What is Awakened Lucius build? It is like a 40, I believe 18 furniture and a 72 engraving. It is very, very high. I built Skyline 40960. What comps do you recommend him in? Skyline is used in Cursed Realm, Treasure Scramble, used in the Nightmare Corridor. Not seeing a lot of utility with him as it sits right now within these game modes. But yes, there are a lot of comps where a lot of players are running him. Let me look through here and see if we can get this one done. I don't want to get stuck on the stage. And let me see some of the other builds. Like I said, the other ones we did have Adrian and Elise in here. Let me see what it looks like in here for these builds for a minute. There again is kind of the 3 build. So if we use that one again, they have the spider in there. And even look at that, guys. Mahira is Mythic Plus. Same, just using the 3. Same, just running the 3. There's Nox in there. And then again, the 3. Nox and Adrian Elise. I think we used Nox. No, we didn't. So Nox, let's put this in. And again, we can just play around with this until it happens. Until the RNG does take effect. We'll go ahead. We'll check this out. What's going on, Bobo? The NFL refs have been blessing the Chiefs. Yeah, that's what a lot of... if you've seen anything on social media, guys, they have been all over what kind of craziness. 430 Stargazers, 50k diamonds enough for the next Celestial. Should be. I mean, definitely should be. With the better rates, makes it a big difference in their collection. +2 or +3 defense stats, engraving, beyond the 9 furniture. Oh, yeah, Lucius. Yes. Like I said, with Lucius, guys, that's a big build. That's why I always stress that. It is a big build. Put 2 front line. There we go. We got 2 front line. That rookie quarterback from Washington is crazy good. Yeah, I would love to see him. Yeah, that's, I think Daniels. I think that's the quarterback for Washington. I just finished building my Gwen to Max furniture and Max engraving, currently at 49 signature. Bobo, that's massive. That is absolutely massive. I'm the only one that just collected the chest from the Whispering Currents and didn't even bother with story. I did too. If you caught the event, guys, for me, the lore, I don't do a ton with the lore, but even looking at the some of those, I go in, I got the chest, I'm done with it. Estelle, I am right there with you. I didn't go in there and I didn't farm a lot of it. I didn't go through and read all the story, but it is pretty cool. I still don't understand Awaken Leica and how her delay is a benefit. So the big thing with this one is the Awakened version of Leica, when she does the delay coming in, similar to Zolrath, she doesn't attack, so she does have a big damage, instant damage boost right there. But she also provides a massive shield right here for Nox and Adrian, right on this front line. That again is part of her build, how it works with the delay. It's very similar. We always seen it with Zolrath, which again was kind of a big one back there, was we always seen Zolrath in that similar position that it was here. And even this one, I mean, we could swap up where they're at. Yeah, it's, and again, we know it works. Looking fundamentally at these formations, looking at the recommended formations, we know these formations do work. Again, it's just that RNG factor on what we're seeing within here and what works. There's Athalia and Chimera. So if you want to go kind of all crazy, 1,010. We're looking at 1,010. Let's swap this up and see what that looks like. A while back, I pushed through all of chapter 40. You have to finish 41. 41, Raphael, will give you access to the rest of the Misty Valley, which of course is a huge, huge requirement. I'm debating if I build Awakened Leica, and at this point I'm worried what would be the point by the time I get her ascended. It might not be useful. Yeah, and that's where I would kind of see how many resources that you got. I hope Lilith cooks some good things for the anniversary. Yes, you and I both. You and I, absolutely. I hope, again, I want to see some new stuff. Guys, you gotta show me, we gotta see some new stuff in here. We gotta see some new content. You want to keep people engaged. Throw in some new stuff. And you know what? I'm gonna put Nox in here. Let's do a combination of the two, because we'll throw Granite in here as well. Because this is gonna be interesting. Yeah, but I want to see some new things. I think they would be awesome. Do you think Zolrath is worth building for free to play, or maybe she is good at being a merc? Yeah, I mean, I would merc her free to play. Again, the cost of the heroes is very, very, very high. Change your collection. He dies too fast. Who are you talking about, Primo? Let me know. I'm 9 Awakened Athalia shards away from last copy for Ascended. Athalia needs Ascended. Athalia needs a star. Athalia needs engraving. When you look at Athalia, the damage that she deals absolutely has to be in there. There you go. Leica also boosts energy with the delay, which is awesome as well. Does work. Does VIP level affect your RNG? No, it does not. VIP level, there's been a lot of talk, but yeah, it doesn't at all. I'm down for a Hunting Field Dragon Swap event. Yes, yes, absolutely. And other rewinds, maybe another round of Endless Summon events. Yeah, again, they could do a lot of cool stuff. When is the anniversary? April. Gazi, it is in April. When is your next live? We usually do this every Sunday. We've done it every Sunday for a lot of time. We've done this for actually years at this point. Usually Sundays at 1 that we do this. Yeah, it should be around April. I think around April is the anniversary event. So pretty close to we're not too far away, guys. It's almost February already, which is insane to really think about it. But yes, it is almost February at this point, guys, which again is kind of crazy to think. Yeah, I'm hoping the anniversary is a dragon swap. I'm hoping the anniversary will drop us some insignias, will drop us a lot of other things, not just a dragon swap, but I would love to see a couple of other things. All right, but let's see, guys. I'm gonna hop out of here, and I know I don't want to reset these other 4, but you know what? I have to go shopping after this. I do have to do some shopping. I wanted to hop in here. I want to do some summons. I don't want to miss the summons in here, so let's hop out of here. And again, we'll do some summons. Getting a lot more resources. This might even be another level in here. We got a couple more chests. Red chests. We're already, I think, well over 1,000. I think we're just north of 1,000 chests in here. Right here, Elemental Cores, we got 14. And we know the new hero's coming. So Poke Coins, I'm going to save my Poke Coins. You know what? I'm going to get some Poke Coins in here. Just because we know, again, there are going to be new heroes that need Poke Coins, which is coming up on Tuesday. We know that's right around the corner. To pick up and utilize some more Poke Coins. So that takes us to 21 right there. So pretty good. Even here, like I said, 1150 with our red chest. Have a lot to build out of here. But again, knowing the new hero is a Draconic hero, I want to do some summons. There is a copy of Torn. Not really anything there. Boom! We got a copy of Olgath. Very nice. I believe Olgath is already at 2 stars. I think that's where I have him built. Rest of those heroes just being recycled. And we're waiting for the Misty Valley to finish out that copy of Chimera. But I think here, yeah, we have a couple copies here. And again, the regular or the faction scrolls, I'm going to save to see who is coming later. I'm going to save the card. Again, there's not really any heroes from the regular 4 factions that we need to summon, but we can just kind of wait and see what we're going to get. Right there is a copy of Lucius. Again, that's just going to be recycled. 610 here with 219,000 diamonds. Temple of Time, we're at 703 when a new hero comes. We're going to get probably another 100 from the new hero drop. So pretty easy in that one. I know there's a lot of heroes who require high builds, but I'm usually very impatient when it comes to the wait list. I focus on heroes or two at a time and ascending them. Yeah, to come back later. What I do, honestly, Raphael, is put them on a sheet. That is exact. Oh, we got to wait for the claim. I don't like when they do the merit shop reset. It's kind of silly, but I think this is going to give us one. And again, this is pretty sad. 271 here. Again, 219,000 diamonds. 0. We get 1. They give us 1. It's a slap in the face, guys, that they're giving us literally 1 summon. But could it be land? Could it be diamonds? Nope. It is nothing but a rare enchantment token. Again, nothing on there. I'm hoping with the new Draconic Hero that these 274 scrolls are going to serve us well, and we can pull some copies of Draconic Heroes in there, which would be awesome. Yang joins us on the friends list. And then, of course, short term, thank you, Sour Haze or Mesmer, for letting me borrow the hero again. A couple different areas that we are using the hero in the entirety. And then, of course, saving up the poke coins, waiting for Tuesday for the hero to drop to really build it. Yeah, exactly, Mesmer. They need 1 card. It needs to be like 10 a week to even have an opportunity to build them up. Yeah, it's stupid. And the rate, of course, is still lower. Yeah. What's going on, viewer? Hey, how are you? Doing well today. Use 800 insignias to ascend Gwen. Dragon summons are worse than I thought. Yes, they are the absolute worst. They have not only the lower rates, but also when you think of the summons themselves, they are super, super difficult to get the cards. That's the other thing. When you look in here, when you have the ability to get some of these cards, this refreshes in what, 29 hours. But again, you only get 10 cards here. Guild store, the exact same. You pick up your 10 cards here. That's a month. They need to add more cards in here. I'd love to see some insignias in the barracks. We're at 731,000. Labyrinth store, this is another one just building out and buying red chests. In here, the exact same, building out and buying red chests. Nothing really else to buy in there other than leveling up kind of little by little. Even in here, there's no one to build, no one to buy. Even thinking of our primary 4 factions, I think we only have 4 heroes left. Yep, we have Raul, we have Goran, we have Misha, and then we do have Randy, and that's it. Everybody else is built. Everybody else is built to 5 stars. Even a lot of the Celestials and the Hippos, the exact same. We're starting to get a lot of them. We have a couple up to 5 stars, as you can see. A lot of Awakened heroes, we already have up to 5 stars. Just slowly, steadily building all of them. Once I finish Gwen, I'll save my cards for a year. That's the problem. Is in that point, you might see, 1 or 2 new heroes that are going to be really the focus. That could be really pivotal, game-changing heroes with no resources, including myself, not having any resources at all to actually build them. That's kind of the sad part, is we don't have it. Can't even continue pushing the Dragon Trio since I can't level up my heroes. That's where people are stuck. And a lot of people DVD just quit building them. They're literally sitting on all of the resources going through there within there and really just not using any of the resources in their entirety because they know they're not going to have the ability to build out any of the Draconic heroes, which again kind of sucks. It's like a big chunk of AFK Arena is missing because you don't have the ability to build them. Now I know right here, this is pretty good. Heading off, see ya, sheep. Have a good weekend or have a good week. That is coming up depending where you are. So these, we've been collecting and getting a lot more arcane staffs, focusing on the Mystic Cage and building these out and getting, boom, a double right there. Do get another one right there, which I clicked too fast, didn't even see what it was. We're just recycling up. Now, with the addition, again, of level 4 in here, I have been combining all of these in the entirety. The only one that I'm saving is the purple one. So this, of course, will give us the purple. I am just saving this level up right here. The rest of these, we've just been kind of working into these legendary totems, getting them built a little bit higher and getting these built up, again, higher and higher and higher. That way, based on level 4, which we have right here, using that farewell gift totem, we can also get some additional totems in there, guaranteed mythic abilities, which is awesome. Who would be better, Gwen or Skyland? Honestly, I would build Skyland just because he's a newer hero. That is really, I feel like Gwen is starting to get a little bit of a power creep in there, We're not seeing as much utility out of it. It seems like, yeah, that it might be a little bit of a difference with the heroes. So there we go, guys. Before we conclude, I wanted to do the gifting of the membership, and HMG is gifted the membership. Very, very cool to see. Yeah, the Ghoulish Gallery. Yeah, the RNG in there is still stupid. What they need to do, and honestly, again, opportunity, guys. Opportunity, if you're watching AFK Arena, Lilith, if you're watching, within here is when you're going through and doing the collection, at the end of it, just giving us some swaps. That's it. Even if it's a swap, even if there's something within the field of stars that gives you the ability to swap the Ghoulish Gallery, if at the end of a run, you know, let's say, and they could even do it in here where, hey, you know, this one is coming, but if it could get to, okay, well, you ran the Ghoulish Gallery 100 times, you get guaranteed one swap at the end of the road. You ran it 200 times, you get 2 swaps at the end of the road. 300 times running the Ghoulish Gallery, you get 3 guaranteed collection swaps at the end. You could really use anything that you wanted to in there, which would be awesome. Right now, we're not seeing the swaps at the end, so players are still getting stuck with a lot of the RNG, which again needs to be addressed. And it has been like a year with the Ghoulish Gallery that we have been addressing the issues over and over and over again. It gets old without them actually fixing it, and, you know, fixing it with what players are happy with. I'm not saying, yep, there we go. And it could include more elixir in there. I'm not saying give away everything in the Ghoulish Gallery, make it that you just literally pick your collection in there. But reduce some of the RNG. That is one of the stupid things, is not reducing a lot of the RNG factor that we see in so much of the content and so much of the game mode. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And players have said, you know, that it doesn't work. So in here, we know we got to reset this, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to let this run. That way I can go. Like I said, I got some orders to pick up. I got some shopping to do on Sunday. But guys, I wanted to say thank you for all of your love and support. Like I said, we're about 470 subscribers from that 40,000 mark. So we are definitely getting very, very close. Thank you for joining me for the stream on Sunday. We do this pretty much every Sunday. Like I said, there's been 1 or 2 days we've been off, but it is almost every single Sunday that we do this. Yeah, there we go. So if you recycled the collections, it would give you elixir. That would be a game changer. And again, big shout out to Mesmer, guys, answering all of the questions in chat that I can't get to. It helps me out a ton when there's a ton of players and a ton of questions coming through there. So yeah, big love and shout out for Mesmer out there. Yeah, that would be awesome. If they could recycle the collections to give you elixirs or give you diamonds and elixirs, I would take both of them. That would be awesome. But again, guys, thank you guys for joining us for the stream. Have a good weekend. Got a lot more content. And of course, patch notes tomorrow on companions. Patch notes are also coming up over on the classic server, meaning that Tuesday we are getting new heroes. Companions, we're getting the twins. On here, we're getting the new draconic heroes. So we have a lot more that is coming down the pipeline. Again, guys, thank you guys for joining me for Sunday's stream. Have a good weekend. Be safe. Starting to get sun out here, and finally we can see it. It has been literally frigid up in Detroit. We have had a couple nights of far below 0 temperatures, which is kind of crazy. But again, guys, thank you guys for joining me. All the love and support, and have a good weekend. And thank you guys for watching.